When you have something to say, silence is a lie. If you fulfill your obligations every day, you don't need to worry about the future. I don't think that you have any insight whatsoever into your capacity for good until you have some well-developed insight into your capacity for evil. It took untold generations to get you where you are. A little gratitude might be in order. You're going to pay a price for every bloody thing you do and everything you don't do. If you can't understand why someone is doing something, look at the consequences of their actions, whatever they might be, and then infer the motivations from their consequences. You're always looking for new information in the off chance that somebody who doesn't agree with you will tell you something you couldn't have figured out on your own. It's a completely different way of looking at the world. It's the antithesis of opinionated. If you don't say what you think, then you kill your unborn self. To stand up straight with your shoulders back is to accept the terrible responsibility of life, with eyes wide open. Humility is recognition of personal insufficiency and the willingness to learn. Women select men. That makes them nature, because nature is what selects. If you think tough men are dangerous, wait until you see what weak men are capable of. If you're going to insist on bending the world to your way, you better have your reasons. The woman is the gatekeeper to reproductive success, and you can't get more like nature than that. In fact, it's the very definition of nature. Love is the desire to see unnecessary suffering ameliorated. To learn is to die voluntarily, and be born again in great ways and small. You can only find out what you actually believe, rather than what you think you believe, by watching how you act. You simply don't know what you believe before that. You are too complex to understand yourself. Truth is the handmaiden of love. Intolerance of others' views, no matter how ignorant or incoherent they may be, is not simply wrong. In a world where there is no right or wrong, it is worse. It is a sign you are embarrassingly unsophisticated or possibly dangerous. Don't underestimate the power of vision and direction. These are irresistible forces, able to transform what might appear to be unconquerable obstacles into traversal pathways and expanding opportunities. Choose your destination and articulate your being. Our choices determine the destiny of the world. By making a choice, you alter the structure of reality. Random wandering will not move you forward. It will instead disappoint and frustrate you, and make you anxious and unhappy, and hard to get along with, and then resentful, and then vengeful, and then worse. The purpose of life, as far as I can tell, is to find a mode of being that's so meaningful that the fact that life is suffering is no longer relevant. You must determine where you are going in your life, because you cannot get there unless you move in that direction. The better ambitions have to do with the development of character and ability, rather than status and power. The successful among us delay gratification. The successful among us bargain with the future. Consciousness is a mystery that faces the mystery of potential and transforms it into actuality. We do that with every choice we make. We believe that in reducing the scope and importance of our errors, we are properly humble. In truth, we are merely unwilling to bear the weight of our true responsibility. What you aim at determines what you see. The secret to your existence is right in front of you. It manifests itself as all those things you know you should do, but are avoiding. We must each adopt as much responsibility as possible for individual life, society, and the world. You should never give up the better that resides within for the security you already have, and certainly not when you have already caught a glimpse, an undeniable glimpse of something beyond. You must determine where you are going, so that you can bargain for yourself, so that you don't end up resentful, vengeful, and cruel. It would be good to make the world a better place. Do you want to make your children safe or strong? Dreams shed light on the dim places where reason itself has yet to voyage. It's a luxury to pursue what makes you happy. It's a moral obligation to pursue what you find meaningful. To straddle that fundamental duality is to be balanced, to have one foot firmly planted in order and security, and the other in chaos, possibility, growth, and adventure. Aim to be the person at your father's funeral that everyone, in their grief and misery, can rely on. There's a worthy and noble ambition, strength in the face of adversity. Ask yourself what you would require to be motivated to undertake the job, honestly, and listen to the answer. We transform the manifold possibilities of the future into the actualities of past and present. If you surround yourself with people who support your upward aim, they will not tolerate your cynicism and destructiveness. They will instead encourage you when you do good for yourself and others and punish you carefully when you do not. You might be winning, but you're not growing, and growing might be the most important form of winning. Should victory in the present always take precedence over trajectory across time? When you dare aspire upward, you reveal the inadequacy of the present and the promise of the future. Then you disturb others in the depths of their souls, where they understand that their cynicism and immobility are unjustifiable. A naively formulated goal transmutes, with time, into the sinister form of life, lie. We cannot navigate without something to aim at, and while we are in this world, we must always navigate. Strengthen the individual. Start with yourself. Take care of yourself. Define who you are. Refine your personality. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not who someone else is today. Perhaps you are overvaluing what you don't have and undervaluing what you do. We deserve some respect. You deserve some respect. You are important to other people as much as to yourself. You have some vital role to play in the unfolding destiny of the world. You are, therefore, morally obliged to take care of yourself. You should take care of, help and be good to yourself the same way you would take care of, help and be good to someone you loved and valued. You need to place one foot in what you have mastered and understood, and the other in what you are currently exploring and mastering. You carry character with you wherever you go, and it allows you to prevail against adversity. Always place your becoming above your current being. It is my firm belief that the best way to fix the world a handyman's dream, if ever there was one, is to fix yourself. Stop saying those things that make you weak and ashamed. Say only those things that make you strong. Do only those things that you could speak of with honor. We must each tell the truth, and repair what is in disrepair, and break down and recreate what is old and outdated. It is in this manner that we can and must reduce the suffering that poisons the world. It's asking a lot. It's asking for everything. Sometimes, it seems the only people willing to give advice in a relativistic society are those with the least to offer. In a crisis, the inevitable suffering that life entails can rapidly make a mockery of the idea that happiness is the proper pursuit of the individual. Human female choosiness is also why we are very different from the common ancestor we shared with our chimpanzee cousins, while the latter are very much the same. You have to articulate your own principles, so that you can defend yourself against others taking inappropriate advantage of you, and so that you are secure and safe while you work and play. You need to determine how to act toward yourself, so that you are most likely to become and to stay a good person. You must be cautious, because making your life better means adopting a lot of responsibility, and that takes more effort and care than living stupidly in pain and remaining arrogant, deceitful, and resentful. It's appropriate and praiseworthy to associate with people whose lives would be improved if they saw your life improve. It is far better to render beings in your care competent than to protect them. Our behavioral patterns are exceedingly complex, and psychology is a young science. When life suddenly reveals itself as intense, gripping, and meaningful, when time passes and you're so engrossed in what you're doing you don't notice it is there and then that you are located precisely on the border between order and chaos. When you decide to learn about your faults so that they can be rectified, you open a line of communication with the source of all revelatory thought. Maybe that's the same thing as consulting your conscience. Maybe that's the same thing, in some manner, as a discussion with God. Say what you mean, so that you can find out what you mean. Act out what you say, so you can find out what happens. Then pay attention. Note your errors. Articulate them. Strive to correct them. That is how you discover the meaning of your life. We are increasingly falling prey to the desperation of meaninglessness. Beauty shames the ugly. Strength shames the weak. Death shames the living. And the ideal shames us all. If you will not reveal yourself to others, you cannot reveal yourself to yourself. That does not only mean that you suppress who you are, although it also means that. It means that so much of what you could be will never be forced by necessity to come forward. Alongside our wish to be free of rules, we all search for structure. The soul of the individual eternally hungers for the heroism of genuine being, and that the willingness to take on that responsibility is identical to the decision to live a meaningful life. To suffer terribly, and to know yourself as the cause, that is hell.